Welcome back. A 5-year-old boy, Shiv Rawal, was kidnapped and strangled to death after being held for a ransom on Sunday. A 19-year-old hotel management student, Parminder Singh, has been arrested and a 15-year-old class 10 student has been detained and booked for murder. The police said that the duo lured the child with the promise of buying him chocolates from a Ganpati Pandal. The police also said that they were planning to extort of 5 lakh rupees from the boy's parents, who are scientists, as they wanted the money to buy a motorcycle. Back to politics. A special CBI court has extended the judicial remand of Kadapa MP Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy till the 9th of October in the alleged quid pro quo deals case. Along with Jagan, the remand of former Minister Mopi Devi Venkatramana and senior bureaucrats K.K. Brahmananda Reddy and Nimagada Prasad was also extended till the 9th. Jagan and others are presently lodged in the Chanchalguda Central Prison, were produced before the court by jail authorities after the court had earlier taken cognizance of the 4th charge sheet filed by the CBI against them.
As per the procedure, Dharman Prasad Rao has attended to the court. 2 sureties have been taken and it was signed by the Dharman Prasad Rao, and he has been attended only to the court as accused, and he has to attend to the further to the cases.
Former Karnataka Minister Janardhan Reddy was produced before an anti-corruption bureau court in connection with the cash for bail scam. Janardhan Reddy, who is presently lodged in a Bangalore jail in connection with the illegal mining case, was brought on transit warrant and produced before the court. The court had issued directions to produce Reddy and other accused, taking cognizance of the charge sheet filed by Andhra Pradesh ACB against 7 persons for attempting to bribe the suspended special CBI court judge T. Pattabhi Ramarao for granting bail to Reddy in the Obalapuram mining company case. The flood situation in Assam worsened today with the water level of the Brahmaputra and its tributaries continuing to rise, leaving 15 lakh people affected and over 2,000 villages in 15 districts submerged. A total of 166 relief camps have been set up across the state for flood-affected people. Over 2 lakh people have taken shelter in the camps. Assam Chief Minister Tarun Gogoi yesterday directed the administration to use helicopters and mechanized boats to set up rescue and relief operations in the flood-hit state. Chief of the BJP, Nitin Gadkari, said that the ruling Congress party is misusing the police and judiciary to blackmail the leaders of opposition parties. Slamming the Congress-led UPA government over scams, Gadkari pressed their demand for an independent and impartial judiciary. Gadkari, along with other party leaders, including senior leader of the BJP, L.K. Advani, paid floral tribute to the forerunner of the party, Deen Dayal Upadhyay, on his birth anniversary.
एक बात जरूर है कि स्वाधीनता के बाद हमारे अनेक क्षेत्रों में डिटोरेशन हुआ है और जुडिशरी में भी जिस प्रकार से निर्णय हो रहे हैं, निर्णय को पेंडिंग किया जा रहा है, सीबीआई का दुरुपयोग किया जा रहा है और सीबीआई जुडिशरी का उपयोग करके अपोजिशन पार्टी के लोगों को ब्लैकमेल किया जा रहा है, ये सामने ऐसे अनेक तथ्य सामने आ रहे हैं।
किसी का भी कुछ कह देना इसका कोई महत्व नहीं है। अगर वो जो कह रहे हैं उनके पास कोई तथ्य ऐसे हैं, हमारा ये मानना है और ये मैं समझता हूँ देश के हर निवासी का ये मानना है कि हमारी जो जुडिशरी है, न्यायपालिका है, उसका बड़ा ऊंचा स्तर है, उसका अपना अधिकार क्षेत्र है और उसमें पार्लियामेंट तक, संसद भी उसमें हस्तक्षेप नहीं करता है, ना करना चाहिए। देखिए, पहली चिट्ठी तो उन्होंने लिखी थी जिस पे जांच शुरू हुई। अगर वो और कोई चिट्ठी लिखना चाहें तो वो लिखें। जांच तो सीवीसी जांच के आदेश देते हैं और वो भी हमारी व्यवस्था का एक पहलू है। तो अगर उनको कुछ शिकायत है किसी बात की और वो कोई जांच चाहते हैं तो वो सीवीसी को लिखें। हम कैसे उनको बता सकते हैं कि आपके कहने पर हम जांच करेंगे? ये जांच हमारे कहने से नहीं होती है, ये जांच सीवीसी के निर्णय पर होती है।
The CBI has decided to file a preliminary inquiry in coal block allocation since 1993. The officials will study each and every allotment since the year 1993 and question the directors of companies and then bureaucrats of central and state governments about the coal blocks. full ministry will provide all relevant data and the list of officials and ministers involved in the process at all levels. The files and details of companies and officials who played a part in the allocation process will also be requisitioned during the inquiry. Only after the preliminary inquiry is complete would the CBI decide on proceeding further and taking up the probe formally. A day after the government approved a bailout package for debt-ridden state electricity boards, Power Minister Veerappa Moily has said that it will be linked to performance, unlike packages given by previous governments, which he said were like death traps. The minister stated that the debt restructure package approved by the cabinet last evening was open for acceptance by states till the 31st of December this year. He also announced the setting up of 2 monitoring committees that will see if the boards are complying with the conditions laid down for the bailout. One of the major riders for availing the restructuring package is that state electricity boards will have to revise tariffs for consumers annually and cut down on their transmission and distribution losses by 25%.
Majority of the DISCOMs are not in a position to do business today. They cannot borrow, they cannot purchase power, they cannot sell power. Now, I am just telling you, this is an economic activity. No, they can borrow, that will be opened up to them, then they can purchase power, they can sell power, the transaction will continue, then there will be internal generation.
The Lucknow bench of the Allahabad High Court has questioned the 24-hour power supply to the VIP districts in Uttar Pradesh. These include power supply in Amethi, Raebareli, Etawah, Kannauj, Mainpuri and Ramnagar. Amethi is Congress General Secretary Rahul Gandhi's constituency and Raebareli is Sonia Gandhi's, while Etawah and Mainpuri are Mulayam Singh Yadav's strongholds. Ramnagar is represented by Samajwadi Party's Muslim face Azam Khan. The Lucknow bench of the court has issued a notice to the Central Electricity Regulatory Board asking for measures to distribute power equally. This comes weeks after the 2 major power outages in the country due to the failure of the northern grid. This also comes a day after the centre allotted a 2 lakh crore rupees bailout package for the power sector. And in a bid to safeguard privacy of mobile phone users, the Department of Telecom is likely to get in touch with a few big telecom companies, asking them to explain why they used machines to monitor private phone calls. The devices known as off-air passive GSM monitoring machines do not need any cooperation or intervention from the telecom operators, but directly monitor a limited number of targets within a limited range. This has been observed as a threat to people's privacy. According to the DOT, a huge number of these machines were imported from the year 2008 to about 2010. It was only in 2010 that capabilities of these machines came to be known widely. The equipment was hurriedly put in the restricted items list. Local court today remanded to 4 days police custody the woman who was arrested for trespassing into the ISRO premises after Beulah N. Sam was produced before the 10th Additional Chief Metropolitan Magistrate Court. The 41-year-old woman from Ahmedabad created a scare after she breached security to gain entry into the headquarters of the Indian Space Research Organization using a fake identity before being arrested. Using the fake ID card, Beulah stayed at the ISRO Satellite Center guest house for 2 days from the 19th of September. She also gained entry into the high-security Antariksha Bhavan on the 21st. It's another short break for now, but we will be right back soon.